Um, Hi guys. Sorry, I was actually live, but then my network just went down, so I had to like reboot and come back live. So I can see one person is here. If you're here, can you just say something in the comment section? Hello, Bakari. Good evening. So I guess it's just me and you here now, and let's maybe give some little time for others to join us. Um, okay. So, have you gone through all of the course? Have you gone through all of the lessons that we've uploaded? Just let me know if you've gone through all of the materials. This is supposed to be an interactive section. We will go through. Yes, I have. So we'll go through the questions you have. If you have questions from the pre-recorded materials that you guys went through, we will treat those questions. I would answer them, and if there is any other thing, we would discuss, have fun, and then before we call it a day. So we'll just wait for a while to have other people join us. Right. Good evening, um, Pius. How do you pronounce your other name? Rauma. Diamond is here also. Good evening, Diamond. Fatimo Aziz. Good evening. So we have like six people on the live now. Can you guys hear me audibly? If I'm audible, just let me know. Dorcas, good evening. Dorcas, good evening. One of these, like, maybe from the WhatsApp group, one of these days we will try to have a meet on Google so that we would get to like see ourselves properly. On Google Meet, I can hear you clearly. Okay, so we'll try to meet on Google because here now everybody's on the comment section, and I'll just have to be the one speaking here and then attending to your questions as I read them. But we'll have a more lively interactive section one of these days. I'll try to organize that, and then we'll go on Google Meet. We'll see ourselves. We'll introduce ourselves properly there also, and then we'll have fun. Um, Even though some of the courses we've been going through are pre-recorded video, I believe one of these days too would have like a live section. We'll have a live section, even though uh yeah, the plan is just to have pre-recorded video, but I just feel this one now is personal, it's coming from me. We'll have a live session where you see me do these designs with Figma. so that you know that these things are not, they are not magic. If I can do it, you can also do it. Any design at all would do all of that. So I think this is 7:16. It's a good time. We don't need to like wait for anybody else. We have a good number already. We have 11. So having 11 committed people is good for me. Very, very good. So like I said earlier in the orientation, I want to encourage you, please, if you are listening to me and you are here, please try as much as possible to take this section serious. You might be doing your other job, you get, you have another career or whatever. It's not a crime if you do multiple stuff. Do you understand? It's not a crime. So my take is, please try and take this course is very, very serious. You know, typical Nigerians now, if you give them free information, they don't value it because they are not paying for it. So they might just feel, this information is coming to me cheap, so it doesn't have value. But that's not true. For those of us that were in the orientation, I shared my story that I studied architecture. I'm still an architect right now, you get, and I've been practicing for a very long while. But then I resigned full time. What I mean, 9 to 5, not full time though, like 9 to 5, going to the office to work for somebody, November last year. And then I learned product design like on the side. Do you understand? I learned product design on the side. While I was doing the architecture, I needed to like make money from other means, and this job just came through a referral. The company needed a product designer. Bam, my name was mentioned. I got the job for like a 3 months, um, what they call it, 3 months probation. And after the probation period, I was given my full time offer, and it's a fully remote position. So I'm working remotely. At that time, I was doing the both. I was still going for 9 to 5 as an architect. So I would go to the office in the morning. I'll do my architecture work. You know, architecture can be demanding. And while I was there, if I have tasks, when I come back home, like around this time now, I rest, take my bath, eat some food, rest a while. Then I will now pick up my product design tasks. You get. So I was trying to balance the both job, my 9 to 5, and this skill that I learned because I needed money. You know, it's even in Nigeria that people are not doing much of it, like multiple jobs full time. But if you go outside, you know that this thing is enormous. You see somebody running 5 jobs, you do 3 hours in this place, you close, you go and wear another uniform. So I was struggling with the both of them, but it got to an extent where the tax for product design, the company I was working for, the tax was becoming too much, and it was affecting my job also. So the both jobs were just clashing, you know. So I thought of it that the best way to go about it is to start working is to just start freelancing as an architect, because I can't handle a 9 to 5 job as an architect and also be a full-time product designer for a company. And you know, calls are just coming. If you're a product designer and you work remotely, you'll be getting like impromptu calls. You can just be at home. Mm, Product manager will just send you a message, oh, let's have a call with the client, let's do this. And imagine I'm in the office discussing building plans and designs with my boss, and then my product manager is calling me. One of the trick I did, some of us might be in this position, I'm just trying to give us like a bonus tip. For you to be effective, you need to get an airpod. Do you understand? You need to get an airpod, because sometimes you just need to like have a very short conversation with the remote guys you are working with. You get. So while you are in your physical job position, maybe some of you, I don't know what you do, but maybe if we discuss in that Google Meet, I'll get to know us personally. So while you are in that your position, in that your physical 9 to 5 job, and then a PM is calling you, all you need to do is just touch your AirPod, touch your phone, and then you communicate. So you are multitasking. For those of us that can do that, so that's like a bonus tip. You really need to get an AirPod. It will help you multitask. So a lot of side chats. We've just been having side chats just so that we get more people. But so we have 16, 15 people now. So I believe we all know what we are actually here for. This session is completely 100% dedicated for asking questions and trying to answer our questions while we were going through the material that we went through. So I was thinking initially these questions would be compiled, but because of my schedule was actually busy and I didn't really have time to like go through the videos to see if there were questions in the comment section. And even though I have my other screen here, but I don't want to multitask, so that I will just be focused on us. So if you have your questions, and it was not even posted in the group, I was thinking another way is that, oh yeah, only admins can post in the group. So let's just go into it. Yeah, let's just go into it. Let's have our questions. So what we'll do is I'll be able to take all of our questions. We are not that much here. So just post your questions in the comments in the chat box, and then I'll go through them from top to bottom and I'll answer all of the questions. Please, let's start. Let our questions target the courses that we've gone through, right? Let the questions target the courses. I know some of us will have a lot of questions, but just so that we are orderly, I'll be able to answer that if we have time. We are still together for a couple of months. So, but for now, so that we really hit the nail at the head, let's just target questions that arise based on the materials that we have gone through. All right. If you have questions based on those introductory um, topics that we did, so please just type them in the comment box in the chat box. I'll read them and we will go through them together. So I'm waiting for the first question to come up. First question to come up. Jonah is here. Gideon Jonah. Somebody is wearing hide and seek game. Okay, that's your name. Um, Greeted Bakari is the first person to join. So I'm actually waiting for your questions. If it comes, I will address them. I'm not seeing any question yet. Let me check the WhatsApp if maybe the admins have questions there. Um, so I'm waiting for our questions. We are supposed to pre-plan this and have our questions beforehand, before time, so that we'll just go into it immediately. So do we have questions? If we don't have questions, it's cool. We can call it a day. But then when we have the opportunity to have a chat by Google Meet, where I will see us, we will have a more slick interaction there. So I'm not seeing any question coming up yet. Okay, so the questions are coming up. Let me start. Sorry for message just keeps popping. So let me address the first question coming from Infinite B Books and Stories. Okay, that's your maybe your brand name. But then the question here is, good evening, sir. You mentioned we will be using Figma application. My question is, does this run on mobile phones? The answer is this, very simple. We have Figma for mobile. But if I should tell you, or if I'm telling you that you will use Figma for mobile to do a task, I'm lying and I'm just wasting your time. So basically, Figma for mobile is just for you to access some prototypes and for screens. It's more for some presentation purposes. Do you get? So you can't use Figma. It's more like having Photoshop for mobile. You know, trying to use Photoshop for mobile, you're wasting your time. It's more like having we have AutoCAD for mobile, right? But some companies even call it AutoCAD viewer. You just use that to preview the files, AutoCAD files. It's not technically, even though you see some of the tools there, it's just going to drive you crazy trying to do that with mobile. So unfortunately, you can't do much with Figma on mobile phones. So I guess that answers your question, right? So maybe I don't know who this is. I can see your picture. Um, you can see my contact on the what. So outside of the group, you can also DM me. Because we can't send message to the group, and DM me, and then we will try to see how we can work around learning this without laptop. Even though laptop is like very key, but we'll see how we can work around that. So the second question is from Miracle Hassan. It says, "Good evening, sir. Please, does buttons, input, and icons requires coding?" Miracle, are you a male or female? Are you running from coding? So the thing is, everything that pertains product design has nothing to do with coding. It is not your business. You might probably be having a conflict of understanding when you see both things input and these other guys here. So you might be thinking of, oh, maybe you've attended a beginner's programming class before and then they thought of buttons, or you hear some of your developers friends talked about buttons and input. But what we do here, understand, as a product designer, what you do is you design how the interface would look. You don't do the integration. You don't work on the integration. You are not a developer. You are a product designer. So does buttons, input, and icons requires coding? No. By the time you start using Figma, you would see how all these things are being done. It's just with your Figma, you go, you pick a text, you right click, make it an auto layout, a proper way of doing a button, then you write the text there. It's as simple as that. So buttons, the same pattern you use for making buttons are the same patterns you use for making inputs. And then icons are just things you just go online, depending on the icon library you're trying to use or the provider, you just download the icon and insert. Except you want to start customizing icons, but we're not doing that now. So icons is just it's as simple as you going to download a logo and attach. So it's as simple as that. There's no. So the third question now says, this is coming from Oreolua. Let me leave the second name. Oreolua. Are UI UX designs specifically done only on a system? So somebody asked a similar question. The first question the person asks is, you mentioned we'll be using Figma application. My question is, does this run on mobile phone? So you are asking the same question, specifically done only on a system. So like I said, there are applications we use to do this. There are Figma application, we have Adobe XD, and then the rest of them, but we're using Figma. So Figma has a mobile version. Do you get? Figma has a mobile version, but product design, like other aspect of designs, majorly, not all of them, but majorly, these things are technical for you to use a mobile phone to produce. Some of these stacks are too technical for you to use a mobile phone to produce. It will take you centuries and It will frustrate you. Do you understand? I don't know if you understand this. So you have Figma version, mobile version of Figma. You can install it. I even have it on my phone. You get, but sometimes I use it to read comments. Maybe somebody makes a comment and I'm not with my system, even though I see it on my mail. But sometimes I open it on Figma and then I read the comment and all that. Try as much as possible to start making a laptop. Just try as much as possible. You can't do that on mobile, unfortunately. So they are specifically designed for systems. They were not even done for you to use your mobile phone. It's just like Photoshop, like I explained earlier. I don't know your field, I don't know the application I can use to explain better for you. But these things are mostly done with system. So the next question is notice that, thank you. Okay. The next question from Pius. Yeah. Must we use system for product design? Oh, all of us are asking the same question. We are asking the same question. And I wish I have an answer that would make you guys feel happy. I wish I have an answer. But the truth is, you need a system. Now, when somebody tells you that you need a system to do these things, don't start thinking it's not achievable. How much is a system? Even though I know that these things are expensive now, but like being honest with ourselves, how much do they sell phones nowadays? And how much do they sell systems nowadays? For some of us might be using iPhones and Samsung, some of these expensive gadgets. How much do you get them? Even a used phone, an iPhone, a used iPhone or a used Samsung, they are running from 250 upward. If you are lucky to get for like 200. So they are running from like 250 upward. You get? And these are money that you might just probably top a little to get an affordable laptop or a used good laptop that you can use to run these things for now. So, honestly speaking, let's not be discouraged. Honestly speaking, if you do not have a laptop now, it's the process is going to be a bit complex for you, to be honest. It's more like you are a computer science student and you don't have a laptop. So you would sit in the class and get theories, but when you need to like practice, when you need to like write line of codes and see it run, you don't have the tool to do that. But if you make plans, for those of us that are asking these questions, I guess people that have laptops will not ask these questions. I don't know, but that's just my what I suspect. So if you don't have a laptop, please just it's an investment you make for yourself. So imagine you learn this skill and maybe after a short time, 1, 2 months, you get a job. And then the job will start paying you money that you use and buy, I don't know how many laptop you want to use. At most 1, 2 laptop. So it's something that you can just propose to say, okay, I'm going to make an investment in myself to get a laptop. It doesn't have to be like a high-end laptop. We're just starting, you get. So it's just a basic laptop you can use to open your web browser and access Figma there, and you log in Figma. It's as simple as that. So I hope I'm able to answer all of this. So the next question is, can you decide to focus more on one aspect of product design? Someone is calling. Sorry for that. Okay, sorry for that. So, can you decide to focus more on one aspect of product design? Let's say UI alone from the onset. Now, this is not peculiar to just product design. This your question is it cut across all learning platforms, all fields. You get, if you go to school to study architecture, I'm using architecture because that's what I studied. You are studying architecture. There's a lot of the branch that you would cover if you are just going to study architecture. You won't go there and then they'll just start teaching you only landscape architecture. No, because you are just starting, you need to have a broader knowledge of everything. How do you even make a choice or a decision of what you want to focus on when you don't even know the rest? So specialization mostly comes derives from interest. It is when you are studying architecture and then you have a branch of architecture that is landscape architecture, you have interior, you have all of that, and then from the knowledge of everything, you would be able to now pick and say, oh, I would master in landscape architecture, so I'll do my masters in landscape architecture, my PhD, or whatever. So for beginners, so this is not peculiar to just product design. If you go to school, secondary school, sure you did science, you did what is it? You did science, you did arts, you did government, you did commercial, you did everything because they are just introducing you to that level of knowledge. So it is when you have a little bit of everything, you would be able to now decide and focus. So you can't just say you want to learn product design and then all you want to learn is just UI. Of course, you would have to start doing UX. It is when you want to um, specialize or when you grow that you will now be focused on just UI. So please, your question, can I decide to focus more on one aspect of product design, let's say UI alone from the onset? A company that will even employ you as an intern, if it is not a very big company that have those departments that will just push you to UI, they will give you everything to do. This thing is common knowledge now you get. So even in other fields now, imagine you start working in an organization as an intern. They will be sending you around. You will do everything. Why? Because you would get all of the knowledge first. So it's not even a good idea for you to just say you want to focus only on UI. You are going to marry them together because there is a part, if we want to be honest, there's a part of UX that is still rub on UI, even if you want to focus on UI. So thank you, sir. So the next question says, how long does it take to be a good full stack product designer? Now, there are so many factors that are related with this. Humans and their ability to humans' intelligence are actually different. For some of you in this comment section, you guys might probably be more intelligent than myself. You understand? So if they keep us together to learn product design, some of you might probably pick up faster than myself. Do you understand? So the number one factor to be considered is how quick are you in absorbing knowledge and having understanding? How good are you in comprehension? Do you understand? So, but to be very honest, if it's something that you want to give it full-time dedication, full-time dedication now, you say full stack product designer, yeah, full-time dedication, give yourself 4 to 6 months. If you are serious and you are passionate about it, within 4 to 6 months, you'll be a full-time product designer. It does not mean that you will know everything. As a matter of fact, who knows everything? Knowledge is a continuous thing. So 4 to 6 months, that's like the best. So the earlier factor that I explained, there are some people that 6 months is not enough for them because of their level of comprehension. And then some people within 4 months, they are able to get this part, get this part, get this part, and put in the hours and the number of hours you put to study. You see, that also is another factor, the number of hours. Because I can't just tell you that within 4 months, you become a full stack product designer and then some days you don't even do anything about product design. Maybe within a week, you take just 1 day or 2 days to open your system and do product design. You can't compare that with somebody that would spend 3 4 hours every day practicing this. So you see that your level of intellect, how you comprehend matters. That's a factor. The number of hours you put, because 4 months is just like a broad number, but let's break that 4 months to weeks. Let's break the weeks to days. Let's break the days to hours. how much time would you invest in it? So those are some of the factors. So for some people, it might take them 8 months. But I bet you, for anybody that is smart, within 4 to 6 months, you would be able to be get all of this and be a full stack. So let's go to the next question. Says, can someone just decide to be only UI UX design? Let me take it again. Can someone just decide to be only UI UX design? Like that's just your specialization. So you are mixing. This is not a specialization. This is a full stack already, because UI UX design is everything. Or are you saying the person doesn't do interactive design? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying the person doesn't do user research and all of that? So UI UX is the broad of it. So you need to like break the specialization down. But if I don't know, if you are asking whether can someone just do UI UX design as your specialization, as your career, maybe that's another angle where your question is coming from. I'm not too sure. If I'm mistaken, please retype your question. So if you are saying can somebody just do UI UX as a career and you don't do any other thing, ah, only UI UX. Can you survive on this thing or more? Sure say I go fit survive. Sure say I go fit cash out enough to like take care of myself. 100%. Like 100%, to be honest with you. So if that's your question, yes. Yes. Um okay. What's the time now? This is 7:43. We started a few minutes past 7. So is that all of the question? I've taken a lot of questions. We've dealt with them. Not too many though. But it's like I take a lot of time trying to explain. So no more questions coming in. Just let me know before we call it a day, because if we don't have any questions to attend to, there's no need keeping everyone here. I think this is a good number. 20 people. I'm not sure how many are we in the group, but I'm seeing 20 of us here. Let me quickly check the group and see. So we'll soon be closing if there is no any question, but just give me a few minutes to do like a summary for us so that we'll call it a day. And I appreciate all of us that were able to make it and conversation. So I keep encouraging people, please, when you see opportunities like this, do not take it for granted. I beg you, please. Do not take it for granted. This my system WhatsApp is not showing me the number of members, so I can't even tell. After I use my phone to check. So, but then we are quite much in the group. But then we have 18 to 20 people here, which is a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. So there is no more question. All right, noted. Thanks a lot, sir, for the insight. Thanks, sir, too. I'm not sir. Oh. Some of you are older than me. Do I look that old? Or because I'm your instructor? Um, so if there is no further questions, can we just type? What should we type? No questions. Let me just see one or two people type no questions in the comment section so that we can just call it a day and we won't have to keep here again. Okay, no question, man. Anybody else? No question. So I want to appreciate all of you, even though this is more like me just interacting with you in the chat box. You know, I really want us to have that opportunity where we'll see ourselves. One of these days, like I said, I promise, I'll just send us a link. We'll look for a good time where we can go on Google Meets. If you are if you want to turn on your camera, you turn on camera. But some of us will speak, I will hear us, just so that we'll build that relationship within ourselves and we are free. Like I said, my DM on WhatsApp is free. You can chat me up from the group. You can just check. My name is Austin. You should remember now. Profile picture is black and white, so you can just check there. Send me a message anytime. If I see it and I'm free, I will try to respond. Please, what is the lowest spec of laptop one can use to run Figma? Can it run on a Core i3 laptop? Yes. So you can run Figma on a Core i3 laptop. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. You only have problems with laptop. You see all this specification of laptop. People say if you are not doing a heavy work, um, the only time you start needing high spec laptop for Figma, because it's graphics now you are doing. Your system is processing graphics. Is only when you are doing like a big project, you have a lot of files, and then you to just take time to process. But for now, I bet you your Core i3 will run. If you, how many of you know 3ds Max? Your Core i3 will also run 3ds Max. It's just that it will be a bit slow, to be honest. To be a bit slow, but then if you open the file, the application is lines now. Those models. It's only when you start applying some of the um, add-ons to it to make your model sophisticated. Core i3 will run. So there's no question. I appreciate us. Reach me anytime by my DM. Send me a chat if you have maybe another question comes up after now. Please just chat me and we'll be good to go. So I see looking forward to when we would all graduate to get our certificates by God's grace. Some of us will link up. If you're in Abuja, I'm staying in Abuja. So for some of us that are here, we'll try to like find times to link up. If it's a little hangout we want to do, just go out, see ourselves, talk, connect, talk about product design, the career prospect, talk about how we can get jobs. If we see opportunities, we share it within ourselves. Maybe after this whole thing, we might still have our group. If I see openings, I'll post it to you. That's how me too I got job now. I said someone saw an opening, he referred me because of something like this, and I'm making money now. I'm not giving the person anything. That is on a lighter note though. So we'll just keep this community on so that we can help ourselves and we can grow. Some of us we get international gigs, a gig that might even carry you out, because IT is a good stuff. IT is something that can be your passport to Japa. For some of you guys that want to Japa, IT skills are something that you can go there. Now, imagine you have an opportunity to travel abroad now. You go out, what will you start doing? Hmm? IT is the only thing that you would, oh, I have this skill, I can do it, give me a system. And then you start doing. But any other professional stuff that will pay you more, you need to provide a license. Are you a doctor? Are you an architect there? They won't give you a job because you study architecture in Nigeria. They don't trust Nigeria, you know the integrity. But then I'm a product designer. See what you don't do. It's the same standard everywhere. And then you start making your money. So God bless us all. Thank you guys for coming. This is 50 minutes. We've spent 50 minutes here. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Honestly, I might not call everybody's name, but I try as much as possible to call Miracle, Fatima, Pius, Victor, Shegun, uh, Omo, Omole, Miracle, Barake, Comic, Bone TV, and everybody. So see you on next time. We will be communicated by the WhatsApp group for anything updates there from the instructors. But for me, you can reach me out. You can reach out to me via WhatsApp also. So thank you guys for coming and enjoy the rest of your evening. Right? Bye.